About 4 years ago, I was going through a pretty rough time in my life. I lost some pretty important people to me, and I was in a job that I hated, working hard to find a way out, and it just felt like I was getting nowhere. I was trying to find direction, but the harder I tried, the more it felt like I was running against the wind. During this time, I kept writing. I don't know why I was writing other than it was just something that I've always done in some capacity. Or maybe I was trying to sort out what I was going through subconsciously. Who knows? But what's funny is I've always had an ambivalent relationship with music. I think this is a common feeling amongst people that create. Even the ones who publicly seem very confident probably have mixed feelings about their art. It starts as something that you love and you just have an interest in, and as you get deeper, you start straddling this line of, do I try to monetize this? Am I trying to make it? Should I quit? Am I too old to make music? Is this good? Will I be able to make something as good as the last thing? What's the point of doing this at all? The list goes on. And these thoughts bled into my writing, and from them, my album Gardening came about. The concept behind the album was influenced by me playing with the idea of giving up on making music altogether and thinking of other hobbies to pursue. And to be honest, I stopped making music for a couple years after this. It occurred to me that whether it's societal pressure or just something that's in my head, music, especially hip-hop, is one of those things that people like to put an age limit on or expectations on, and it can be seen as a waste of time or money if you don't live up to this idea that they have in their head of what a successful artist is. Of course, I want people to listen to my music, and it would be awesome to make money off of my music, but that's not why I started in the first place. Like many others, I started making music because I was a fan first. I was inspired to try to make something that impacted someone else like the artists I looked up to did to me. And a lot of those artists aren't quote-unquote successful by many people's standards, but their art left a lasting impact on me. Somewhere along the line, whether self-imposed or not, I started attaching expectations to what I was making and what it was worth. If I picked up gardening, I doubt anyone would ask me if I'm making money off of it. They'd probably find it interesting or be indifferent. If I sold what I grew at the farmer's market every weekend, I don't think anyone would look down on that or even ask me how much I'm making. If I made a lot of money off of it, they'd probably be impressed. If I made nothing off of it, they'd probably see that it's something that I do because I just enjoy it. I'm still not sure why one hobby seemingly has an expiration date and expectations set on it while the other seems to have escaped these pressures. Of course, it would be nice to make $1 million from songs I've written, but that's not the goal. I'd also be lying if I said I figured out what the goal or purpose to making music is. But at the very least, at this time, I think I figured out the approach that works for me when it comes to making music. Treat it like gardening.
That was your world, everything else was out of orbit. Finger painting my own self-portrait. Artist before I cared about an audience. Cartoons every Saturday morning. I go and play ball till the sun started falling. Street lights on, then I best get going. Ignore that once and trust my lessons learned. Yes ma'am, yes